It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Say hello to the folks.
Hey, hello to the folks.
Hey, Shaquille O'Neal is here. Say hey to the folks.
Hey, what up, folks?
The NBA's really rolling along at this point. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the New York Knicks going up against the Los Angeles Lakers. For Los Angeles, it's been a difficult part of the season. They need some wins to start adding up here in a hurry, more or less half the season behind us, and they are still struggling to prove they can contend. And a guy that is often overlooked on this team is Julius Randle. Gives you a little bit of everything at his position. How do you view his development, Kenny, as a player?
Oh, he's a great passer for his size. You know, I haven't seen that many big guys who are able to play that fast and still read and react. Great, sees the game all around really well.
You know, I love his hustle. I love his attitude. You know, the way he brings these things to a one-on-one situation. Love this guy. You know, I'm a Laker guy, so really got to love the Lakers.
I thought you were a Heat guy.
I am. I'm
I
both.
thought you were a
I thought you were a Cleveland
I thought
guy.
you were a
An
Cavs
Orlando
guy.
Magic guy and a Phoenix Suns guy.
Oh,
You're a
okay.
man of the entire NBA.
That's
Okay.
right.
There it
Renaissance man.
And that does it for us. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.
A breathtaking view of the New York City skyline as taken from the Empire State Building. We're coming to you live from Manhattan. Live from New York at the home of the Knicks, it's the NBA. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA and all its great action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our reporter tonight on the sideline, David Aldridge. Take a look at the Lakers. They feel like they're a better team than their record shows, and in games like this one, it's an opportunity to prove it. They can step it up and make a game of it. We'll see.
You know, for Los Angeles, there were fears they'd be one of the NBA's doormats this season. Those fears have turned out to be well-founded.
And, you know, I don't think they need to wait for the offseason to start making some changes. I think they can start the rebuilding process right now.
And David Aldridge is standing by for our pregame report. David, good evening.
Well, Kevin, Channing Frye's floor spacing puts opposing bigs in a bind. Frye says big guys like to paint. I make them allergic to them. Their big guys want to help, but he can't. He's got to come to Fryland. Just sit out there with me. So it's a pick your poison kind of thing. Kevin, if there's one place I know you'll love, it's Fryland.
That's right, T.A. You and I both, maybe after the broadcast, you and I can swing over there for a bite.
Well, you look at the Lakers as an organization, and we know historically one of the great sports organizations in any sport. The reputation, though, has been slipping a bit in recent years. The front office moves last season, bringing what they hope will be some stability and certainly a bit more prestige to the team.
It'll be Los Angeles off the tip. Now let's check out our starters for the Los Angeles Lakers. Caldwell Pope is the 2 with Ingram playing small forward. Randle is the 4 with Lopez in the middle. And it's Ball in at the 1 spot. Bangs home the trifecta. Ball's got the first bucket of the night, a 3-pointer for the Lakers. And when you look at the Lakers' new front office, do you think it'll be an improvement?
Time will tell, Kevin. I think that's hard to predict. The pieces certainly lean towards success, but it's a hard job. Certainly there's more credibility now. I don't think there's any question about that.
And so the Los Angeles Lakers get the first points of the ballgame. Just 5 to shoot. Back to Moutier. And right away, they match it with a 3-pointer of their own.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
Now here's Lopez. And here is Ingram. Over Hardaway. Offensive rebound. Ball. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Well, I tell you what, Ball doing a nice job using his size down in the post, rising up above his defender to get that one to go down.
Here's Ntilikina. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Cantor's shot is off.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Baseline jumper. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. New York with the ball. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
Really an intimidating style of defense. I mean, they challenged everything at the rim, and that led them to victory.
Greg, they expended maximum energy, but it was well worth it. I mean, they earned that win with their defense.
Now the pass to Ball. Lopez sets a screen for Ball. Back to Caldwell Pope. Here's Lopez using his post move to get the 2 points. Lopez has got his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, bully balling his way to the rack that time. Lopez with a great second effort.
Moutier kicks to Cantor. Here's Ntilikina. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Here's Cantor. Lays it up and banks it in.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
Yeah, I like the aggressiveness and the fearlessness there, Greg. I mean, very committed to getting the shot he wanted.
Lopez, terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Lopez has got his second basket of the game.
Well, he is so tough to deal with inside. Lopez just too big and too skilled.
Now Cantor. He had 22 points in the win against Atlanta.
Yeah, but I thought the shot blocking was the real story. I mean, he was just everywhere. It got hard to keep track of all his rejections.
Yeah, man, Ntilikina, an impressive athlete. When he's deep inside, he's ready to ram it in.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Ball kicks to Randall. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Dishes it to Lopez. Got a piece of it. The feed to Cantor. Here's Ntilikina. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. The Lakers in the lead. Inside, here's Randall. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
Now, here's Cantor. Porzingis passes to Moutier. Shoots over Ball. Moutier, no good. The Lakers shooting 44% overall here in the first quarter. Caldwell Pope dishes to Randall. To the inside, stolen by Cantor. Here's Ntilikina. It's good. This game is all even. Ntilikina's got his second bucket of the night.
And Ntilikina is skilled, really skilled at getting good position in the post. I mean, he uses his quick instincts and understanding of the positioning to score inside.
Now here's Randall. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
And he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy. And one of the more surprising moves this past offseason was when the Pistons let KCP go. Two sides couldn't see eye to eye on a contract, and eventually they let him be an unrestricted free agent.
Chalk up 2 there.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Lakers have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. Lopez a screen. Ball kicks to Lopez. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Emmanuel Moutier picks one up. And Greg, Caldwell Pope ultimately ends up on the Los Angeles Lakers. Strange to see such a talented player get renounced by his old team, the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah, you just don't see that very often. And after the Bradley trade, the Pistons seemed ready to move on. Lucky for the Lakers to pick up a player like Caldwell Pope so late in free agency.
That's good from Brook Lopez.
Nice looking set shot for Lopez. He can stretch the floor just about to the three-point line.
And both free throws good for Lopez.
And we all know Brook Lopez can score in the post. And he might be just as valuable working from the elbow and running in that pick and pop action.
There's a screen by Cantor. A pass to Porzingis. That shot no good. Lakers shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. Here's Caldwell Pope. That one falls.
All heart from Caldwell Pope there, using every ounce of strength to muscle that shot in.
And Brook Lopez with the ability to face up and Greg post up.
High post or low. I mean, his passing and shooting ability give him that versatility. He is a load to handle for our defense.
And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
They've established their presence in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point coming from down low.
Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Clark, you were a strong free throw shooter when you played. Why do some big men have such a hard time being at least serviceable at the free throw line?
Well, I'm not as big as some of the biggest guys that have the most trouble. Typically, you see guys north of 6'8", 6'9", struggling tremendously from the line in general. And because of that, I think sometimes it's the mechanics of shooting the ball, and big hands can sometimes be a hindrance to that. Oftentimes, it's a matter of how much do you work at it and how soon do you start working at it. A lot of times, big guys tend to focus on their post moves and scoring the ball close to the bucket and not as much as shooting. But you're seeing more and more big guys with sweet strokes, and I think it's a matter of, again, basic fundamentals, mechanics, and then putting in hours and hours and hours of work on it.
Now, here's Caldwell Pope. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Yeah, those shots are taken totally in rhythm, high percentage quality shots, and really getting whatever he wants.
Porzingis against Randall. Pass to Ntilikina. There's a screen by Cantor. Ntilikina can't hit.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook.
I'm glad he didn't go overboard and try to do too much there.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And I think they could hold their heads high from that performance, you know, despite the final score being what it was.
I agree with you. I mean, it was a tough game played in a tough environment on the road, and they were in it right until the bitter end, so that's good stuff.
So New York ends up going with the new group. Lee against Thomas. And O'Quinn sends it back. Lee up top. He's guarded by Thomas. And it's off from three-point range. Lakers leading by 4. Here's Kuzma. He's coming off a 10-point game against Charlotte. Now here's Ennis. Clock at 6. Here's Zubac. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Picked by O'Quinn. Burke, the pass to O'Quinn. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. O'Quinn's got his first points of the night.
Good ball movement. Wonderful pass. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Thomas against Lee. Thomas's shot is off.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Yeah, excellent extension on the block. Superb timing as well to swat that one away.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
And looking at the career of Courtney Lee, you know, has hopped around from team to team a bunch of times and always a valued teammate, but just hadn't stayed on one team for very long.
shooting 2.
That free throw from Lee is good. And with Lee, you know exactly what you're going to get with this defense and shooting.
And Lee is always going to be a wanted commodity. His ability to defend and shoot aren't easy to find, and you just hope he's able to kind of settle into a long-term situation.
And both free throws good for Lee.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Thomas dishes to Fry. Ennis with the ball. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Second shot opportunity. The shot misses. So New York will take it the other way. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
Yeah, faced off twice last season, and it was a split between the two teams.
Well, you know, both of these teams know and understand when they face off, it's a very winnable game for either one of them.
LA has gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Here's the screen. And Fry kicks to Thomas. He dishes it to Ennis. Passes it to Fry. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Knicks.
And they've pretty much ignored the corner 3 tonight. It's a useful shot to have. It really forces the D out wide and opens things up in the middle.
New York's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Burke can't get it to go.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot. And if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. Let's bring out the 2K leaderboard to see the best up-tempo teams in the league. The Lakers second.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the athletes to run the break all game long. So that's their edge. They're always looking to take advantage.
Three-pointer. Kuzma pulls it in. Now here's Ennis. Defense is right there. And Courtney Lee gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. To end the drought, Thomas. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
And Isaiah Thomas, the 60th and final pick of the 2011 draft. Greg, he definitely plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I call it the little man syndrome. He's driven to prove himself. I mean, he's overcome the odds. In league history, only 9 players 5'9" or shorter have played 1,000 minutes or more in a season. And he's not just playing, he's playing at the highest level.
.157 left to play in the first quarter. Burke kicks to Beasley. Back to Burke. It's stolen by Ennis. He kicks to Fry. Outside Thomas. Pass to Zubac. Drops in the layup for 2. And now a 5-point Los Angeles lead.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Now here's Zubac. Kicks it to Ennis. Thomas up top. Over Lee. Offensive rebound. Right wing. And here's Fry for 3. The Lakers rebound. Zubac. And O'Quinn sends it back. Thomas gets a wide open look. Thomas with another miss.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Beasley, the pass to Lee. O'Quinn dishes to Thomas. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. This is his first free throw of the game.
84%. That's what he was able to convert on a season ago from the line.
Yeah, those were fine numbers he posted at the line. It was hard to find fault with anything he did from the stripe.
2 shots.
That's good from Thomas. And both free throws good for Thomas. The Lakers in the lead. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. They set the pick. Thomas with the ball. He's picked up by Lee. Here's Zubac. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Beasley outside. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Lakers lead by 3. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And off we go. A close game now starting the second quarter. And what stands out to you from the Lakers in this one?
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
And you know what, Greg? It looks like they have an advantage there. I mean, I liked how they've made an effort, really a concentrated effort, to hit that glass.
Knicks trail by 3. And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And New York looking at who they've got. They've got Thomas. Burke is out there with Lee. Then there's Beasley. And it's O'Quinn in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Out of bounds, New York takes possession.
Now let's take a quick look at the numbers for Lee. Averaging 13 points per game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad, but guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
Thomas kicks to Burke. Thomas sets a screen for Burke. Back to Thomas. Lee goes in. There are a lot of great young talents in the league right now, and when you take a look, Clark, at the young big men in the league, who stands out to you?
I like a lot of these young big guys because they're mobile, they can score the ball, they rebound it. Karl Anthony Towns is really, when you talk about a guy doing the 2010 thing this early in his career, that's special. Miles Turner, I think, has a chance to be really special with his shooting stroke and his shot blocking ability. And then Porzingis has a lot of Dirk Nowitzki qualities to chew with.
That free throw from Lee is good. And both free throws good for a lead.
And last season, the Knicks raised expectations with some of those big free agent signings and trades in the prior year. And let's face it, things just didn't work out quite how they had planned. Some would say they underachieved. Hard pill to swallow for a fan base that went into the year with so much hope. Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Knicks trail by 3. Now the dish to O'Quinn. Picked by Lee. And here's O'Quinn to the inside. Thomas passes to Beasley. Clock at 4. It's stolen by Ennis. And now here's Ennis, the fast break opportunity. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Emmanuel Mudiay spent a year in China prior to the NBA rather than playing in college. A lot of people respect what he did while he was over there. He said, being in a foreign country, everything is different. It made me mentally strong. Now in the NBA, he said, you've got to have confidence because every point guard in this league can play. You've got to keep that edge and be prepared at all times. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Mental fortitude is critical, especially when you're a young player in this league. And he knocks down the first one. And a big problem for the Knicks and their shortcomings last season was their defense.
Yeah, and listen, they have some shot blocking, but as a whole, the defense lacked teeth. More than anything else, it played a part in the disappointment of last season's campaign, and it's something they'll be focusing on in the coming years.
And Ennis drops them both. Knicks trail by 5. To the left side wing. Back to Burke. Feeds it to O'Quinn. Out to Porzingis. Shot clock at 5. Back to O'Quinn. New York needs to get off a shot. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at Golden State. Things going their way so far in this season. Right now they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And checking out the Lakers, just way behind.
You know, for Los Angeles, with the start they've had, they've taken what was such a hopeful preseason and turned the mood sour.
Can't remember the last time I've seen optimism turn to pessimism as quickly as I have with these guys. I mean, their fans are already talking about who needs to be replaced.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Now here's Porzingis. He had 25 points in the win against Atlanta.
And there really was a physical aspect of his performance that was off the charts. He was taking it right at him, and he just kept getting those calls and getting to the line.
Here's Caldwell Pope. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. They get it again. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And always a smooth athlete. KCP doing a better job of drawing contact.
For Los Angeles, they haven't yet missed a free throw. 5 for 5. And the first one at the line is good. And the Lakers, Greg, for a long time could rely on the lure of Los Angeles to draw top free agents. History does a lot, it seems.
Yeah, Paul George listing them on his short list shows they still have that pull, but the Lakers will be big players in free agency, I believe, in the near future.
And Caldwell Pope drops them both.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
Here's Ntilikina. Connects from three-point range. Ntilikina's got his third basket of the night right there.
Man, good to see Ntilikina square up from deep. Has the size and touch needed to knock home these threes.
Back to Caldwell Pope. Lopez a screen. Ball with a wide open look. The offensive rebound. Tries yet again. And Lopez with a nice bucket inside. Lopez has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this lead. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Now here's Porzingis. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. There's a screen by Cantor. Lopez with the block.
You could see Lopez tracking that shot the whole way. Nice awareness from him and a terrific rejection as well.
Ball kicks to Caldwell Pope. Pick by Randall. There's the pick. Back to Caldwell Pope. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop. And the Lakers lead by 7.
Oh, what a beautiful pass. And then to catch and finish all in one motion. Stupendous.
An alley-oop like that, Greg, is so rare you just got to take a second and enjoy it.
And you know what, fellas? You've got to really, really admire somebody with the confidence to even try a pass like that.
Lakers leading by 7. Now Ingram. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. To the inside, stolen by Cantor. Left side, Porzingis. Up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Now here's Caldwell Pope. 11 points in the game. Shot clock at 6. Tries again, and it's Lopez laying it in. Lopez has got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, I tell you what, he's putting together quite a game here, knocking down shots and building upon this lead.
There's a screen by Cantor. Outside, Porzingis. In the corner, Hardaway with it. Drops in the tray. Hardaway's got his first 3 points of the game.
And how about the presence of mind of Ntilikina there? An excellent passer who does a great job of setting the floor.
Now here's Randall. 14 points from him the last game against the Hornets in Charlotte. Here's Ball. Score the basket, his third after 5 shots.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
There's a screen. Moutier dishes to Cantor. And the shot no good, a bit short.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And you really got to be in awe at the way that Kentavious Caldwell-Pope plays defense. So disciplined in this era of three-point shooting to kind of stay home on fakes and playing great position defense. He just sticks to his man like glue.
And the first one at the line is good. Now with Caldwell Pope, it's not like he's playing defense on just anyone. Greg, he usually draws the opposing team's top scorer as his nightly assignment.
Yeah, and he's earned that responsibility because of his play. I mean, typically plays a ton of minutes and never slows down during the game. All around fantastic defensively.
So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. Well, Clark, you've been in the booth for so long, but I have to ask, have you ever toyed with the idea of coaching or working in some team's front office? I know you did briefly for the Pacers.
Yeah, I did, and I enjoyed it. I was working in player relations, player development with our guys off the court, and loved it. But it just wasn't something I could sustain at this season in my life. Not interested in coaching. I've never really been, because my career path went towards broadcasting right after I got done playing, and I paid my dues and have grown in this profession. And I would want to do the same thing in coaching, and I just don't have enough time in front of me to do that. So I'm happy to be around the game in this capacity. Coaching never lets up. I get an off season as a broadcaster.
Yes. Knicks trail by 7. Here's Moutier. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Atlanta. He feeds it to Cantor. On the wing, Hardaway. That doesn't go either for Hardaway.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good.
And, you know, even with him struggling, they're still up. But they need him to find his rhythm soon.
Moutier passes to Hardaway. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. Moutier's got 3 assists in the game. Now here's Ingram. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. And it's Randall, top of the key. And fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts and a chance for one more here.
Absorbing contact really well. Randall will get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And Randall a dominant rebounder, but, you know, Clark, can he man that center position for stretches, do you think?
I don't know, Kevin. He's a little undersized, but he has the motor. He's got the timing and strength, just not the length. He's not a natural rim protector, but sometimes effort can overcome your weaknesses.
And Julius Randle, that 7th pick back in the 14 draft out of Kentucky, was a 5-star recruit out of high school and was able to help get the Wildcats to the championship round. So this is a guy who is used to the spotlight.
Now here's Thomas. Back to Beasley. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Julius Randle picks one up.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
Definitely saved a layup with that foul, and he'll make him earn them from the line, and that's what you want to see.
The Knicks have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
That free throw, no good. And Julius Randle with an intriguing game, a great rebounder. He's a pretty good ball handler for his size, too.
Yeah, he likes to rip it and run, and very athletic when he gets ahead of steam, and, boy, he can be tough to contain.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Porzingis. Lee comes in for Ntilikina. And Trey Burke subbed in for Moutier. Lakers leading by 7. Outside Thomas. And Fry kicks to Ingram. Lopez a screen on Thomas. Here's Ingram. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Ingram's got his first basket of the night.
And the speed Ingram has makes him a nightmare for defenses in pick and rolls. I mean, he constantly keeps them on skates and wondering what's next.
Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. It's Caldwell Pope with the drive.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
And coming out of the offseason where the Knicks had a really long to-do list, you knew they were going to shake things up and made some moves in free agency and realized they needed to build around Porzingis going forward.
Well, there haven't been many misses at the line for this group of players. This is how the shooting guards around the league stack up when it comes to free throw shooting in the past 10 games. Isaiah Thomas third, and of course Courtney Lee.
We've gotten used to seeing a lot of terrific free throw shooters from the 2-guard ranks, but even so, it shouldn't take away from what these players have been able to do up there.
Yeah, I don't care what their position is, guys. I mean, they deserve a bunch of credit for those numbers. Each one of them is just so clutch at the foul line.
Hits it from 3-point range.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Now here's Beasley. He's got 5. New York moving it around. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Well, the Lakers last season, the worst defensive team in the NBA. Again, offense was a little bit better. Clark, what's the key for them offensively?
Well, I think a couple of things. One, ball movement, utilizing everybody. Last season, they were bottom 5 in assists, top 5 in turnovers. And that ratio, those numbers, not conducive to good offense.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good. Lee. And what was a wild ride of an offseason for the Knicks ultimately results in a regime change.
Yeah, I mean, players butting heads with executives, and when it came down to it, things just needed to change. If the Knicks picked the Zen Master over Porzingis, fans might have rioted in New York City, and hopefully the franchise can kind of start to right the ship.
And Lakers head coach Luke Walton got his start as an NBA coach in Golden State as a top assistant. He said, looking back, he would have paid to coach under Steve Kerr with everything he's learned.
Wow, that's a high compliment from Walton. Kerr and Walton have very similar personalities, too. I mean, both are pretty even-keeled, low-key kind of guys. And when Kerr's back surgery sidelined him, Walton led the Warriors to the best start in NBA history. Pretty amazing.
Lakers leading by 8. Ennis dishes to Thomas. Here's Zubac, and it's blocked. Burke with it. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
Like the shot selection. They couldn't cash in with no defense in the area, but still, they'll take that shot every day and for a month of Sunday.
Now here's Lee. He's got 6 and out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
A lot of tough teams in this league, Kevin. Here's where New York sits right now.
Yeah, and getting back to their free throw percentage, you know, it might seem like a small thing, but sometimes it's those little things that can put a team over the top.
Los Angeles has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Thomas against Lee. Thomas, good. Thomas got 7 now in this quarter.
Yeah, he's building off that strong first quarter, Kevin. Rising up and hitting shots with confidence.
And Thomas has it in the corner. An easy 2 points on the layup. Thomas got 6.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Thomas against Lee. That's good from Thomas on the assist by Ennis. He's got 12.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Yeah, and you can tell they feel like they can get inside whenever they want to. I mean, it's been carte blanche, full menu for them, and the defense really not offering any resistance.
Here's Burke. Isaiah Thomas making his last shot, and O'Quinn slams it in.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Zubac, no good.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
That one's good. The Laker lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Lee.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants and then gets his shot off in time.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Lakers on top. They're up by 6. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Contavious, you guys came out with a lot of energy in the first half. What got you going?
Like you said, we came out with a lot of energy. We wanted to get easy basket layups, knock down shots.
You got all that and more in that first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 3-point lead. Taking a look at the Lakers. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Really great rebounding effort, Ernie, so far. They're putting up some nice numbers in that category. That's the big difference in the first half.
Shaq, what did you think about New York?
Well, a lot of their points came in transition. They dictated the pace of the game. It was a fast pace. Put the defense back on its heels. I say keep attacking the second half. Do not slow down.
And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We'll see you later.
Welcome back to New York City. Some street art on the wall of the Canal Street subway station in Soho, south of Houston, just down the way from us. Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope really making a difference here.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor either, Greg. He's making it look very easy. He's looking to score the ball.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Knicks trail by 6. So for the Lakers right now, the young pair of Ingram and Randall are at the forwards. Ball runs point with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to his side. They're the backcourt. And it's Lopez in at the 5 down low. Ntilikina. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And Frank Ntilikina out of France, played pro ball in Germany, and a lot of fans in the U.S. might not be as familiar with him, but for NBA execs and scouts, that's their job. Ntilikina has a game worthy of their attention.
He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game.
And when he's gotten himself to the line this season, he's come through right around 74% of the time.
And that one falls for Ntilikina. In a draft stocked with point guards, Ntilikina's court vision, Greg, might be the best of them all.
I mean, he's a true pure point guard. At the same time, a good shooter. The length to defend wings, so that versatility makes him one of the more valuable prospects.
He's perfect from the line this time.
Well, I tell you what, easy to admire the skills of Ntilikina. I mean, he's a tall guard. He passes and shoots it well. Very efficient.
Now here's Caldwell-Pope and the pass to Randall. Six to shoot. Here's Ingram. Off target from outside. Knicks trail by 4. Pass to Ntilikina. Back to Moutier. And here's Porzingis for a 3. The Lakers with the rebound. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Their next game is at Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip.
No stopping Ingram when he's in rhythm, especially when he gets a pass in the spot he loves pulling the trigger from.
Now here's Hardaway. 5 points in the game, and they pick up 2.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, just a real lack of aggressiveness there right now. I mean, can't give up these types of layups to begin the quarter, Greg. I mean, that's a no-no.
So it's the Lakers now. The Knicks making the shot. Sinks the triple.
You know, Ball, despite the quirkiness of the shot, he does have a quick release, so you got to know he's a threat to score whenever he has it in his hands.
Here's Ntilikina. 10 points for him. There's a good screen. Count it, and the Laker lead has been cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Porzingis.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Now, here's Ball. He's got 10. A second chance effort. The shot, no good. Excellent D from Cantor. Here's Ntilikina. Comes up empty down low.
Whoops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
Randall, it's deflected. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Here's Hardaway. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but drew contact. He'll head to the line. It goes on Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, really strong offensive thrust there, but then how about the defense able to negate that attack?
Yeah, doing exactly what he had to do right there, Greg, to make sure he wasn't going to get flushed on or Instagrammed.
That free throw good from Hardaway.
Well, you know, historically, the Lakers have been a glamour franchise and have been able to attract top-tier free agents. The temptation exists to skip any rebuilding and instead look to reload with new stars. We'll see if that pays dividends going forward.
Hardaway hits them both. And Coach Walton has said when you build from within, you control your own destiny. What do you think, Clark? Should they build slowly but surely or look to land the big free agent?
Well, I think you do a combination of the two, but slow and steady usually wins the race. I know in this day and age we want everything microwave, but one of the questions for the Lakers is how many of these young guys have real star potential? Who are those guys you can build around? And if you don't see it, the temptation grows stronger to go out and try to find that ready-made star.
Now here's Moutier following the miss by Lonzo Ball. Over to the wing. Here's Porzingis. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got 11 rebounds in the game. Cantor against Randall. Here's Ball. And the three off target. Knicks trail by 3. Up top, Porzingis. Over in the corner, Moutier. And the Knicks miss again. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Randall kicks to Ball. Lopez a screen. Ball with the bucket. Ball's got 13.
That gives him his second 3 of the half with 3 total for the game.
Cantor sets the pick for Moutier. Passes it to Porzingis. Here's Ntilikina. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Ntilikina gets the bucket.
And, you know, the length of Ntilikina, man, takes long strides when he's driving inside to get past the defense. Fantastic stuff.
Caldwell Pope with a wide open look. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Dishes to Cantor. Here's Ntilikina. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Tell you what, the size and height Ntilikina possesses helps him here, clearly, especially on these and-one opportunities.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Lakers.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
And also, their second chance points have been a story all night as well. That's just pure effort and hustle. This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Yeah, you know what? And I think they've just got to keep on keeping on. Keep drawing contact, attacking, getting to the line. That will certainly give them a chance to get back into the game.
Now here's Lopez. 14 points for him. And it's Ingram missing. Knicks trail by 4. Lobs it up for Cantor. The rebound by Caldwell Pope.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
I thought the pass looked good and just came up a skosh short, but I like the initiative and the intention.
Porzingis with the block, but he gets it back. And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That is his first foul of the game. New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And here's Moutier. 6 points for him. There's the pick. Hardaway kicks to Cantor. And Cantor throws it down.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Now, here's Lopez. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game.
Not surprising he missed that one, though, Kevin. I mean, the defense was very aggressive on him there.
Ntilikina.
Starting to come together for Ntilikina on the offensive end now. Picking his spots nicely. This guy is truly a special guard.
LA has gone 6 of 14 with the 3-ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. And then Randall slams it in.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Well, I tell you what, guys, the young kids like to say, that's doing too much. That falls into that category. That was too much.
Here's Porzingis after the basket by the Lakers. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Julius Randle picks one up.
And watching Porzingis play, you forget how tall he really is in terms of how he moves. Not only how quick he is, but also that skill set. Incredible that a player his size won the skills competition in last year's All-Star festivities.
First free throw is good. And that is what fools a lot of NBA fans about Porzingis. Most of the highlights, Greg, you see are his blocks and putback dunks. But if you watch his game, you see that skill level.
It's rare to see a player who's the complete package like Porzingis. I mean, he's fluid. He's got the easy-looking shot. It almost looks like he's a guard shooting the basketball, comfortable creating for himself or playing off others. And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Zubac the pass to Thomas. He with the block. Here's Burke. And they cash in right away with the quick shot. And the Knicks lead by 2. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for New York.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well. And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
Lee against Thomas. Lee dishes to Beasley. Kept alive. Out to Porzingis to the wing right side. Second shot opportunity. Yep, that one goes in there. Porzingis has got the lead up to 2 now for New York.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Now here's Ennis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Porzingis with the block. And here we go. Fast break. Burke's got it. And Porzingis gets it to go on the assist by Burke. And 12 points for Porzingis.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
As well he should, Greg. I mean, he always is looking to score the ball, even more so when he's hot. I like the mindset.
Now here's Ennis. Softly drops in the floater.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Screen by Porzingis. Burke kicks to Lee. Lets a floater go. It's out of bounds. They are saying it was last touched by Lee. Thomas checked in for Porzingis. The Lakers trail. Now Thomas, 14 points for him. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Now we take a look here at the shot chart for the Lakers.
And guys, really the story for him has been his struggles from mid-range. I mean, some of them have been rushed. Others were just tightly contested. But he has to be a lot smarter on when to pull up or when to look for a teammate going forward in terms of winning this game.
2 shots.
First free throw is good. Both free throws good from Isaiah Thomas. New York's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Burke, the pass to Beasley. Back to Burke. And the shot goes in. Burke's got his second basket of the night.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Now, here's Thomas. 16 points for him, and it goes down 2 points.
Guys, he's one of the main reasons this game is tied up. I mean, he's done his part to keep them in it.
Now, here's Burke. Down low, off the pick. O'Quinn, and the rejection by Zubac. Ennis with the ball. Thomas dishes to Ennis. They set the screen. Back to Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. And that one hits back iron.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Beasley the screen, and then Thomas with the dunk.
And a sturdy screen set for him that time, and he doesn't fool around, just straight to the rim for the finish.
No way for his man to get around that one, that's for sure.
No chance, Kevin. I mean, the screen was in the right spot. His feet were set. He would have had to go straight through him, and that's not legal.
Beasley with the steal. Here's Lee. Misses off the right iron. LA's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. The Knicks with the lead. Here's Thomas. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. Well, we can't say enough about the passing of this group lately. The leading setup men among the league's 2 guards over the past 10 games. Isaiah Thomas, number 1.
Well, when he's on the court, it's like having a second point guard out there. I mean, and in fact, his passing ability oftentimes rivals or surpasses some of the best point guards in our league.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to call him a true 2 guard because of how often their offense runs through him. Maybe he's more like a 1.5 guard.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation. No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
He is 3 for 3 from the free throw line.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Yeah, guys, I mean, he's been a very steady hand for them when it comes to his free throw shooting.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from Isaiah Thomas. 43 seconds left to play here in the third. Here's Burke. Picked by O'Quinn. Burke kicks to O'Quinn and fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot two. First trip to the line for him here. And that one falls for O'Quinn.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
And so O'Quinn nails both of them. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Ennis kicks to Thomas. Back to Ennis. There's the pick. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Pass to Zubac. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Zubac has got 8.
I love the low post attack on that one.
Now here's Burke. T right on him. Here's Beasley. Lays it up off the glass. Beasley's got the lead up to 4 now for New York. And don't go away. We'll be right back. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And here is Thomas. Lance Thomas out there with Beasley. Then it's Lee. Then there's Kyle O'Quinn. And it's Burke in at the point guard position. That's the 5 for New York right now. The Knicks leading by 4. Here's Lee, and Lee with the stuff.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that, guys.
Shot by Ennis. Nobody around. Here's Kuzma, and it's O'Quinn with the rebound. O'Quinn's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Beasley outside. From outside, off the mark.
Boy, I'm surprised he couldn't put that away. I mean, the defense clearly botched an assignment, leaving him open.
Ennis has gotten just 1 of his 4 attempts from the floor tonight. Beasley the screen. Here's O'Quinn. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. And now it's an 8-point New York lead. Lakers have gotten off to a rough start in the fourth quarter, going 0 for 4 so far. Los Angeles calls timeout. And at this point of the game, getting a break here, important for the teams to regroup, and for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. Get ready to play strong to finish off the game.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of blanks there. Can't hit a thing. Has to be deflating.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Cantor checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Michael Beasley. Ntilikina, he's checked in for Lee. And it's Moutier in for Trey Burke. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, well, Luke Walton was just talking about strategy with his team. He wants to change it up defensively and get more people packed into the paint. He said, they're beating us up down low. We have to put a stop to it. Let's see if they respond, Kevin.
And the call will be against Emmanuel Mudiay. That's foul number 2 for him. Lakers trail by 6. Now ball. Caldwell Pope outside. There's the feed to Randall. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. Here's Mudiay. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Pass to Ntilikina. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Here's Randall. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
After playing just one season of college basketball, Randall entering the NBA with much fanfare. Trying to live up to that lofty billing now.
Two shots.
He's off on the first. Good on the second free throw. The Knicks leading by 5. Now here's Mudiay. Hardaway passes to Thomas. New York moving the ball around. And the Knicks miss again.
He's still looking for his first three-pointer of the second half after making just one in the first.
Ingram dishes to Randall. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Forcing his way in is Randall. Hard for the defender to counter his strength.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
That one misses. And Greg, with Enes Kanter last season, he had to miss significant time with the broken hand, but his offensive game is something to watch when he's healthy.
He just plays hard. He provides that instant offense off the bench. A great array of post moves to pick from.
And the foul called on Tim Hardaway Jr. That is his first foul of the game. Lakers trail by 3. Ball kicks to Caldwell Pope. The dish now to Ball. They set the pick. Feeds it to Lopez. The pass to Ingram. Lopez, a screen on Hardaway. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's Ingram missing.
Boy, Kevin, he just clanked that one. I mean, surprising because the defense wasn't really in the picture.
Down low. Here's Kanter. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Ball's got 4 rebounds now tonight. He dishes it to Ingram. Over Hardaway. They get it back. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Emmanuel Mudiay picks one up.
And Ingram, the former Blue Devil, an extraordinary player who only promises to get better and better. You know, Ingram shot over 40% from three-point range his only season at Duke. Didn't hit near that mark in his rookie season with the Lakers, but no surprise, he's got to learn how to get his shot at the NBA level. But I think he's going to improve in that area and be a heck of a player going forward.
And that one falls for Ingram. And Ingram has struggled at the free throw line, both in the NBA and in college.
Yeah, and you know, I would agree with this assessment from scouts. Typically, free throw shooting percentage is really a little better predictor of a player's overall marksmanship. Still, I think Ingram's shooting will improve dramatically because he's got a nice looking shot, the mechanics. Now it's just about the quality of shots he gets and getting stronger, and he'll figure that out.
Only down 2 now, but that miss might come back to haunt you. If they don't get a stop, it's back to a 2-possession game.
You know, that's what you love about Ntilikina. I mean, very unselfish and constantly looking to set up his guys.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. Ball kicks to Ingram. Picked by Randall. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope. Back to Ingram. Over Hardaway. And it's Brook Lopez with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Porzingis, he's checked in for New York. The Knicks leading by 4. Moutier with the ball. Cantor inside. Lopez is there. Here's Hardaway, and there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul called on Los Angeles.
And Tim Hardaway Jr., the son of a former all-star point guard. Junior, not maybe the same ball handler his father was, but he can sure fill it up. And I really feel like he's established his niche in the NBA.
And that one misses. And Hardaway Jr., a 6'6" shooting guard out of Michigan. Talk about his game a little bit for us, Greg. Analyze where he is.
Above average in terms of his athletic ability, improving defensively, and right now he's playing off the ball, whether spotting up or filling the lane. I think this guy's got a chance to be special. He's passionate, and boy, does he compete.
And he's good on the second.
Yeah, the main thing here, though, guys, is just to make sure you get a 2-possession game now.
With the floater. Second chance shot. Ball no good.
Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense, because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team.
Now here's Moutier to the inside. Out to Hardaway. Lets it go from deep. And again, it's the Knicks missing. Lakers trail by 5. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Ball with the bucket.
And we've documented it. Ball has a hitch in his giddy-up on that shot. But it works. I mean, it's all about release and follow-through and confidence and repetition. And if he has room, then he'll make you pay.
Now here's Hardaway. Here's Ntilikina. Ball with the rebound. Ball's got 6 rebounds here tonight, and the call will be against Emmanuel Mudiay. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2. Well, it seemed like destiny. The Lonzo Ball would end up with the Lakers. He found his way to the team he grew up watching.
You know, and rarely do you see a team and player be such a perfect fit. But that's the case here, and the pressure will be on Lonzo to succeed in L.A., put a lot of faith in getting to the Lakers. And remember, he turned down workouts from every other team because he wanted to wear that Laker uniform.
Always got to keep an eye on the ball. No pun intended. He's a guy that can do a little bit of everything. A triple-double threat every game.
Now here's Hardaway. Caldwell Pope with some nice D. To take the lead. The Knicks pull it in. Porzingis has got 7 rebounds in the game. In the corner, Hardaway with it. That shot off, and the Lakers will go the other way with it. Here's Ball. He kicks it to Randall. Here's Lopez. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. New York's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Man, I like how close Porzingis gets to the rim. I mean, he knows when he's this deep, the defense really has no chance to keep him from dunking it.
Now, here's Ball. There's the pick. Pick by Randall. Here's Ingram. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
Here's Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
And here is Los Angeles now. The Knicks making the shot. Here's Ingram. And no good. Trying to use the glass.
I think he's got to regroup and get himself together here. I mean, something's gone wrong with him this quarter. He's really fallen off.
Kicks to Lopez. It's deflected. It's stolen by Moutier. Here's Ntilikina. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Ntilikina can't hit. Pulls up. But on that shot, with that, the Knick lead is cut down to 4 on the bucket from Ball.
Hey, it's not picture perfect, but it is a smooth shot that Ball shoots. Excellent at scoring from here. You got to D him up.
Now, here's Moutier. He feeds it to Hardaway. Out to the wing. The shot's good from Ntilikina. Ntilikina's got 11 points here in just the second half.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Here's Randall. Caldwell Pope outside. Here's Lopez. The 10-footer finds the target. The Knicks leading by 4. And here's Moutier. Passes it to Cantor. Here's Ntilikina. Pass to Porzingis. Dishes it to Cantor. Clock at 6. Over Randall. Cantor's shot is off. Lakers trail by 4. Ball, the pass to Randall. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And, you know, so often we hear about a player coming out as an elite athlete, but Lonzo Ball is an elite basketball brain. I mean, this guy sees everything on the court, a terrific passer, but more importantly, he's a guy that players like playing with. He really approaches the game like a 10-year vet.
And he makes the first. And with Lonzo Ball, you've heard all the comparisons to Jason Kidd as how he plays and views things as if it's a chess match. Greg, pretty good company to be in.
I tell you, that just shows the lofty expectations Ball has been saddled with, and he's the ultimate team player and plays to win. There are questions about his game, but what I always say is the fact that the players he plays with tend to play their best basketball, which I think is a reflection of his game.
Now here's Moutier. Pass to Porzingis. Out to the right wing. Ntilikina. Good on the triple. Ntilikina's got 5 points now in the quarter.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Now here's Ball. Defended by Moutier. A floater. Porzingis with the block. Now Hardaway. The pass to Porzingis. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And, you know, Porzingis plays with such fearlessness. I love that about him. And he's also a big guy with some agility and endless range. This guy has in the gym range, if anybody has that.
And he knocks down the first one. Both good from the line that time. Lakers trail by 7. Caldwell Pope up top, and it's ball in the corner. The feed to Lopez. Yes, indeed, it is good. He's now 8 for 14.
Big scores like that one are what you can count on from Lopez.
New York calls timeout.
And they're committing an awful lot of fouls here, and not of the good variety. You don't want to give up easy layups, sure, but it's been a non-stop parade to the foul line.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Kristaps Porzingis.
And it's been another dominant night on the glass for him. Some of his other numbers might change from game to game, but you know he's going to give you double-digit rebounds. It's impossible to keep him off the glass. His energy level is that good.
Thomas checked in for the Lakers. The Knicks leading by 5. Now here's Moutier over in the corner. Porzingis. The basket good off the assist from Moutier. Moutier's got his 6th assist on the night.
I don't think we'll ever see another 7'3" player who can drain the three like Porzingis. He takes the idea of that inside-outside threat to a whole nother level.
Really good job on the inside that time. I mean, he had to work for that rebound, and he got it done.
Here's Ntilikina, and the lead now, double digits on that bucket. Ntilikina's got 16 here in the second half.
Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
Yeah, I think he's trying to put this one away, quite honestly. I mean, he feels like he can lay it up against any type of defense, and he can't.
Now, here's Ball. Takes it from 10. It's rebounded by Porzingis.
Now, the defense was far from awful. However, he's still got to make these shots, in my opinion.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Knicks.
Their shot blocking turned out to give them a big advantage in this game.
Yeah, excellent defense around the rim there, Kevin. That they were disciplined and focused.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And in the season series, they'll end up taking the upper hand with this first victory for the matchup. A 1-0 record against Los Angeles.
And guys, one of the steady and outstanding players putting in another impressive performance. It was a big-time outing for Porzingis.
He came out and let everyone know that points would be hard to come by with the way he swatted away shots and protected the rim.
That free throw good from Hardaway. There's 53 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Thomas with the ball. High arcing shot. And now the Knicks on the break. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. And a new group in for the Knicks. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Beasley comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Lee's checked in for Ntilikina. And Trey Burke subbed in for Emmanuel Moutier. And it's out of bounds to the Knicks as New York retains possession.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
Well, the thing they did there, Greg, clogged up the passing lanes, playing them beautifully and making things hard for the opponent. That's really good defense.
It's deflected. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas. That doesn't go either for Thomas. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Here's Lee. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Knicks lead by 15.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Well, they've got to be pleased with the effort they've seen so far tonight. Everybody pitching in for what looks to be a solid W.
And here is Fry. So no problem for New York as they get the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. KP, balanced offensive effort tonight. What did you like about how you played?
I think we played as a team. We shared the ball, and it was a team effort today. And everybody was involved. Everybody was playing good offensively, and that's why we were able to come up with a win.
Really looking good at both ends tonight, Kristaps. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long and good night, everyone.